So I'd like to tell you about something that happened last week, but first, a little setup is required. Skookum House, the program in which we care for children new to foster care for up to 72 hours, not counting weekends and holidays, so their social worker can find the ideal long-term foster home for them, is kind of like a volunteer firehouse. People from all over Whatcom and Skagit counties, people who have jobs and families and many other important things to concern themselves with, decide that Skookum House is important and that they're going to volunteer their time to be part of making it run. It's a beautiful thing. Skookum House is a monument to how loving and kind human beings can be. When Margaret Thatcher said that there is no such thing as society, she clearly had never visited Bellingham. The poor gal. Anyway, the average volunteer at Skookum House spends somewhere between 5 and 10 hours a month at Skookum House, and usually we write the schedule about a month in advance. So Abby is working on January now-ish, and she's compiling everyone's availability and mixing in a few interns and our staff to construct a schedule so that we, Skookum House, will be available 24/7, day or night, throughout all of January. When I describe this phenomenon to people not from Bellingham who work in child welfare, they usually don't believe me the first time. They either don't think it'll work, but it does, or they don't think we actually pull together to accomplish this, but we do. It makes me smile every time while I pat them on the head and say, I'm very sorry that your community isn't as giving as mine. They're there. So that's how the scheduling at Skookum House works, but we treat holidays a little differently. See, we don't presume that everyone will be available for their regular shift when their shift coincides with a holiday. For instance, there's a regular crew who cover Sunday evenings, but we don't assume that they're available on December 24th. Instead of building the schedule like usual for a holiday, Abby, she slots the Skookum staff and interns first, and then puts the word out to the volunteer team asking who would like to pick up a shift on that particular holiday. If there are enough takers, we tell DSHS that Skookum House will be open. Last week, Abby put the word out that we were about to make a decision on whether or not we would be open for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day this year. She posted in the Skookum Kids volunteer group, and within hours, there were 8 comments, volunteers eagerly signing up for one of the available shifts, plus a few more just text her instead of commenting. Anyway, less than a day later, Abby was on the phone with DSHS informing them that we would in fact be open for any children in need throughout the Christmas holiday. Now, I didn't do anything. I was on call during the holidays last year, but this is my year off. But man, was that the coolest thing I saw all week. You are not a Skookum House volunteer. I gotta say, you are missing out. This group of people is, you gotta meet them. Skookumkids.org/volunteer. It is easier and more rewarding than you think.